Let's face it, international travel is just not in the cards for a while, so we'll have to do our best with virtual travel. Joining me is Jennifer Weatherhead Harrington. She is an editor at Travel and Style. Thanks very much for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
Now, early on in the pandemic, we saw fitness classes going online and things like that. I guess the travel industry is getting in on this trend too.
Yeah, so if you think about it, the travel industry was really hard hit during this pandemic. They lost a lot of business, but they want to keep people excited about getting to go to these destinations when they are able to do so. So they came up with a lot of really cool and creative ideas to kind of get you to go to the destination virtually and sort of plan your trip before you can physically go.
Right, and one of those first destinations you're going to get us excited about is the Faroe Islands, which a lot of people aren't really familiar with. But basically, you go over the Atlantic, but you don't quite go as far as Scotland, right?
Exactly. And I like to think of the Faroe Islands as kind of a mash between Ireland and Iceland. They have these beautiful vistas and coastline, and just it's very dramatic. And what they did was really cool and really fun. They have tour guides that you can control. So if you go to remote-tourism.com, you can sign up for one of their weekly tours. Sometimes it's in a helicopter, sometimes it's in a kayak, sometimes it's by horseback. But what happens is when you log in, this controller pops up on your screen that looks a lot like a video game controller, and you can direct that tour guide in about a 45-second spurt, and you can let them know if you want to look right, left, go straight ahead. You can even make them run or jump, which is, you know, a little bit more fun for us probably than them.
Yeah, that sounds really cool, actually. You also did an online tour of Italy recently.
Yeah, so I did this with G Adventures, and G Adventures is really well known for doing local-based tours and doing them in a group. So what they decided to do was put that online with their local tour guides. The groups are really small. You have about 16 people. It's a Zoom meeting, but during that call, you can sit there and have your glass of wine if you're going to Italy, have a few little snacks, but you can go through 6 different cities in Italy with your tour guide. They'll point out really cool things that you may not have thought of that you can add to your list for when you do get to visit. You can put your hand up and ask them questions at any point. So it's a really great interactive way to sort of, I think of it as a way to plan your future trips and really take some notes and get excited about it.
Yeah, sounds lovely. And of course, Italy is certainly on my bucket list of places to go to. Airbnb was hit very hard when the pandemic began, and they're adapting with a number of tours, including one related to coffee.
Yeah, so Airbnb has this thing called experiences, and they used to always be done in person, but they adapted and decided to do them online at a discounted rate. So one of my favorite ones was going to Mexico City with a coffee guru and learning about how in Mexico City they love to enjoy their coffee. And you can sign up for this on your own, or you can get all of your friends to join in, so it feels more like a group trip. And again, it's really interactive. You can ask questions. And you get to prepare things along the way if you gather all the ingredients that they'll give you a list of beforehand. But they also have other really cool programs too. Like you could do walking tours through Prague by night with a plague doctor from the time way back when. So it's a really cool virtual experience, and it kind of takes you into that destination, and it gives you a really cool insider look.
Yeah, and the plague doctor sounds actually appropriate for the era we're in right now,
fitting.
too.
Very fitting, right?
Yes, indeed. Also, Puerto Rico, another place I'd love to visit, and they're doing some innovative things as well.
Yeah, so they were the first destination to take advantage of using Google Earth and to do a virtual tour. So they did this during one week in May, but all of these videos are still available on their Facebook page. And they're 30-minute videos where you can kind of really get into these hidden gems and spots that you may not have thought of even existed in Puerto Rico. And again, at the time, it was very interactive. I'm hoping they come out and do a few more of these because I thought they were really cool and fun, very innovative in the sense of using Google Earth in a way that we haven't really seen it be used yet for a destination.
Yeah, some wonderful ideas there. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And you can also check out Jennifer's website. It is travelandstyle.ca. You can also follow her on Instagram.